This is breaking news.
Gwen Stefani theorized why The Voice failed its stars. Gwen Stefani has coached many talented competitors on the reality competition series The Voice, but a point was made that The Voice hasn't really launched the careers of its top winners like other similar reality shows. Stefani offered her own theory as to why that was the case. Like American Idol, The Voice gave aspiring singers a chance at superstardom, but there were a few key differences between American Idol and The Voice other than their judging practices. American Idol contestants and winners had a history of achieving great success in the music industry, from Kelly Clarkson to Jennifer Hudson. But winners on The Voice haven't really reached the same heights that their American Idol counterparts have. This pattern was noticed, not only by fans of the series, but by industry professionals as well. Stefani's own husband, who served as a host for the show, once voiced his frustration about the contestants' lack of success. "One of the frustrating things for me as a coach on this show year after year is they win this record deal with Universal, and so many times the ball's been dropped," Shelton said according to the New York Post. Meanwhile, Adam Levine, another Voice host, also shared his disapproval of how Voice winners were handled. "We do so much greats for these singers, and then they go to a record label. That stood up," Levine said. One of The Voice's most popular coaches in Stefani believed the music industry in general was just a challenging field to succeed in. Despite the show's lack of winners, however, Stefani believed fans tuned in because they connected with the singers. "The winners have all been remarkable performers with amazing voices, but the music world is so complex," Stefani once told Entertainment Weekly. "It's tough to break through. The benefit of this show is that audiences love to watch ordinary people have the national opportunity to showcase their talent. As a culture, we're constantly rooting for the underdog, so that's the real appeal of the show." Stefani wasn't sure about becoming a coach for the show way back in 2014. In an old interview with Ryan Seacrest, she admitted that she might have agreed to do The Voice a bit prematurely. It didn't help that she greatly admired all of the original Voice coaches, including who later became her husband Blake Shelton. Meanwhile, Stefani wasn't sure if she'd be able to measure up to their presence. "I kind of didn't really know what I was getting myself into," she said. "I think I still had baby brain or something when I said yes. Once it started getting closer, I started going back and watching all the old Voice ones and I started freaking out. I was like, oh my god, Adam and Blake are so amazing and Shakira's so great and Christina's so great. What am I going to do on that show? I'm not a TV person." But it didn't take long before the other Voice coaches made her feel welcome and eased her nerves. Gwen Stefani didn't think The Voice would ever welcome her back without Blake Shelton. Related, Gwen Stefani once shared that her fantasy was to be Mariah Carey. Being on The Voice also helped change Stefani's life on a personal level, as it introduced her to her husband Blake Shelton. Both Stefani and Shelton would eventually take a break from coaching on The Voice, but soon Stefani would ponder a return. The only problem was she didn't think The Voice team would welcome her back after Shelton's departure. "When I finally came to the conclusion that I was going to call it a day last year," she even said, "well, I guess they probably won't have me back ever again then," Shelton once said during a red carpet interview according to Circle All Access. But Shelton disagreed with Stefani and put things into perspective for his wife. "And I go, what are you talking about? You know they had you. They invited you to be a coach for seasons before you and I were ever a thing," Shelton said. And she was like, "Oh yeah, that's right, they did do that."